If you've ever heard that welders in Canada can earn really solid money, here's the truth. It's not because welding is easy, or because there's a magic shortcut. Welding pays well in many situations because it sits at the intersection of skill, risk, and demand, and because employers often need certified people who can pass real tests on real deadlines. In this video, I'll break down 3 reasons welding can pay well in Canada, and then I'll give you the reality check most people skip. What actually affects take-home pay, and why results vary so much by province and job type. First, a quick clarification. Welder is not one single job. It can mean fabrication in a shop, structural welding on construction sites, pipe welding for industrial projects, repair and maintenance work, shipyards, mining equipment, and more. A good welder isn't just melting metal. They're reading specifications, controlling heat, choosing the right process like MIG, TIG, or stick, prepping joints properly, and hitting quality standards that can be inspected and tested. In many environments, the weld is not optional, it's structural. It holds pressure, it holds weight, it's safety critical. That's why welding often becomes a pay-for-skill job. When quality matters and failure is expensive, employers will pay more for the person who can deliver consistent results. Reason number 1 is industrial demand, especially in sectors where downtime is expensive. In Canada, welding demand rises around big projects, large construction, industrial maintenance, energy and resources, pipeline-related work, mining operations, manufacturing plants, and infrastructure upgrades. When a major project is running on a tight schedule, any delay can cost a lot, so companies prioritize reliability. Also, welding isn't always easy to replace at the last minute. If a site needs a welder who can pass a specific test for a specific process, you can't simply swap in any worker. That creates a talent bottleneck, and bottlenecks raise pay. Another factor is that industrial work can be seasonal or project-based. When a project ramps up, labor demand spikes. In markets like that, you'll often see hiring urgency, overtime, shift coverage, and sometimes travel or remote site arrangements, because the job must get done. This doesn't mean every welding job pays the same. Shop roles can differ from field roles. But industrial projects are one of the major reasons the welding can pay well story exists in the first place. Reason number 2 is certification. And this is where many people underestimate the gap between I can weld and I can weld to code. In many higher-paying environments, employers want welders who can pass tests and meet safety and quality standards. Certification is essentially a filter. It narrows the talent pool from people who tried welding to people who can pass a controlled evaluation and work reliably under inspection. That matters because a certified welder can be placed into jobs with more responsibility and higher stakes. Pressure systems, structural work, industrial maintenance, and roles where defects are costly. Certification also ties into training pathways like apprenticeships and formal trade programs. Those pathways do 2 things. They build competence, and they signal to employers that you've met a baseline standard. The key idea here is simple. The more a role requires proven skill, and the more consequences there are for mistakes, the more likely employers are to pay a premium for qualified people. Reason number 3 is location and conditions. This is where premiums show up. In many industries, jobs that are harder to staff pay more. That can mean remote sites, harsh weather, night shifts, long rotations, travel requirements, or physically demanding environments. Not everyone wants those conditions, and not everyone can handle them long term. So, some roles compensate for inconvenience and difficulty. Overtime opportunities, shift differentials, or remote site pay structures. Even when the hourly rate is similar, the total earnings can change if the schedule includes more hours or premium shifts. But, and this is important, higher gross pay doesn't automatically mean higher quality of life. Remote work can mean being away from family. Long rotations can be exhausting. And some jobs have higher safety risks. Pay is often reflecting trade-offs. So yes, location premiums can be a real reason some welders earn more, but it comes with real costs and constraints. Now the reality check. because this is where most income videos become misleading. First, pay varies by province, city, and industry. Canada is not one job market. Demand and wages differ across regions, and union environments can change the structure of wages and benefits. Second, experience and specialization matter. A general entry-level role can look very different from a specialized role with years of site experience and strong testing history. Third, taxes and deductions change take-home pay. What you earn gross is not what you keep. Canada has income taxes, and there may be additional deductions depending on the job structure and province. So two people with the same hourly rate can end up with different take-home pay. Fourth, cost of living matters. A higher wage in one area might be offset by higher rent and higher daily expenses. If your goal is saving, the best situation is often a balance of pay, stability, and manageable costs. So if you're watching this to make decisions, focus on the framework. Why pay can be high, and what variables change the final outcome, not a single number. If you're in Canada or planning a legal pathway to work there, the smart approach is to treat welding as a trade pathway, not a lottery ticket. Start by identifying which direction you mean by welder, shop fabrication, structural, pipe, maintenance, industrial site work. Then research training and certification routes available in the province you're targeting. In many cases, employers care most about whether you can pass tests and meet standards. If you're outside Canada, avoid anyone selling guaranteed jobs or instant visas. Real pathways are structured, and requirements depend on your situation, the province, and legal eligibility. The safest mindset is build skills, understand requirements, and verify everything. And one more thing, welding can be physically demanding. You want to weigh pay against lifestyle, health, and long-term sustainability. The best career move is the one you can actually maintain. So that's why welding can pay well in Canada. Industrial demand, certification filters, and location or shift premiums. Plus the reality check that everything varies by region, experience, taxes, and cost of living. If you want the next episode, comment one profession, electrician, truck driver, plumber, or healthcare, and tell me the country you want next. New videos daily.